Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Storytime. You might notice I've got a little something on my shirt today. It's a shamrock, also known as a clover. And that's because our theme for today is St. Patrick's Day. You know, St. Patrick's Day is a holiday that was brought to America by Irish immigrants a long time ago. So we're going to talk about some of the fun elements of St. Patrick's Day. You might know a few of the traditions, like wearing green on St. Patrick's Day is one. There's lots of stories about leprechauns and pots of gold and things like that. So we're going to cover a few of those things today in our story time. One thing I do want to mention is that we're not really going to do a craft segment of the video. I'm still going to have a craft in your kits available at the library, but it's just, I don't think I brought the little example with me, but it's just a cute little craft. It just takes a few minutes, and there are going to be instructions that come with the kit, so you don't really need me to do the demo on the video. So we're going to skip that today, and this story time is going to be short and sweet. So let's get started with our song. Remember, for our song we need 3 signs. We need more, read, and happy. Ready? The more we read together, 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 the more we read together, how happy we'll be. Big books and small books and short books and tall books, the more we read together, how happy we'll be. Excellent job. Let's get started. Mccool, the Giant of Nachmany Hill, by Tommy de Paula. In olden times, when Ireland's glens and woods were still filled with fairies and leprechauns, giants too lived on that fair Emerald Isle. One of the finest of those big folk was Mccool, who was wed to the lovely great lass Una. They made their home on the top of Nachmany Hill. Now, as any good giant, Mccool had his work to do, so he was often away from home. Lovely Una didn't seem to mind, for there was plenty to keep her own hands busy, spinning, knitting, and even giving a pretty touch to their great house. Life was very pleasant indeed. One morning, when Mccool was busy working with his kin building a causeway to Scotland, the word came that Cuchulainn was coming. Cuchulainn was a giant too, and without a doubt the strongest in that part of the world. When he walked, the very earth trembled, and with one blow of his fist he flattened a thunderbolt so that it looked like a pancake. He was so proud of that feat that he kept the thunderbolt in his pocket to show just how strong he was. Every giant in Ireland had been given a good beating by Cuchulainn. Every giant, that is, except Mccool. And Cuchulainn swore by the green that he would never rest, day or night, winter or summer, until Mccool was added to his list. So far, Finn had been smart enough. He kept moving about whenever he heard that Cuchulainn was in the neighborhood. But this time Cuchulainn was sure to get him. So Finn left the causeway and sped off for Nachmany Hill, his house and his darling Una. "Finn, my love," said Una, greeting him at the door, "what brings you home so early from your work?" "The chance to get sight of you, my sweet thing," said Finn. Since he was as honest as the summer day is long, he added, "And to keep out of the way of Cuchulainn, he's after me." Una soothed her husband. She brought him his slippers and lit a pipe for him. She stirred up the peat fire so it would be cozy. Then she set down a huge mug of stout and a gigantic slab of soda bread for her dearie. "Finn, husband of mine, enough is enough," said Una as gently as she could. "For years you've been hiking around from one place to another to avoid this Cuchulainn. Why, you've even built our house high on this windiest of hills so you'd be able to spy him coming. You'll get not a moment's rest until you stand fast and face him." "Aye, I'll be getting plenty of rest if I stand fast and he knocks me down. I don't have the heart to face a man who can make a young earthquake just with his walk, and who carries around a flattened thunderbolt in his pocket just to prove his strength." At that, Nachmany Hill gave a little dance. "He's coming," said Finn, his face turning a fine shade of pale green. "Now hush," said Una, "and give me time to think. Don't you worry that I won't do all I can to help you settle this matter once and for all." Una then worked a charm the fairies had taught her. She took 9 woolen threads, each a different color, and braided them into 3 braids. She put one round her right arm, one circling her heart, and the third one around her right ankle. Now nothing she did could fail. Next she sent around to all the neighbors to borrow 1 and 20 iron frying pans. She hid them in 1 and 20 loaves of bread that she baked on the fire in the usual way. She set them in the cupboard with some bread she had baked the day before. Then she took a pot of milk and made it into a fresh wet cheese, and put it along with some white stones at the foot of the cradle she had made up. "Now, my darling," she said, handing Finn some baby clothes, "put these on and do everything just as I'm about to tell you. And remember," she said at the last, "Cuchulain's strength lies in the brass finger he has on his right hand. Now quick, into the cradle, because I hear that man mountain at the door." "All right, woman," bellowed the giant at the door. "Where's that coward Finn Mccool I've been chasing after all this time?" "Well, well," said Una with her sweetest smile. "Now isn't that a shame? Finn was off working on the causeway when some important family affair called him away, but he'll be home by tea-time. So why don't you just come right in and sit down?" Poor Finn trembled in the cradle.
"See this?"
Cuchulain said, pulling what looked like a pancake out of his pocket.
"This was a thunderbolt until I caught it and flattened it. And that's what I'm going to do to Finn Mccool too."
said Una. "That may not be as easy as you think. Finn Mccool's a big broth of a man. Why, take a look at our little baby, and you might be getting an idea of the strength and breadth of Finn himself." Cuchulain peeked in the cradle. said the huge baby, looking back at him.
"My," said Cuchulain, "what a big boy!"
"While you're waiting, why not have a bite to eat?" said Una. She put some loaves of bread on the table, along with a can or two of butter and a pile of cabbages. Cuchulain, who was as much a glutton as he was a bully, popped a loaf into his mouth and took a huge bite, right down on one of the frying pans. Clang!
"Yow!"
shouted Cuchulain.
"What kind of devil's bread is this? Here are 2 of my teeth out."
"That's Finn's bread, the only kind he eats," said Una. "Is it a bit too tough for you?"
"Too tough for me?" shouted Cuchulain. "I should say not. Just give me another."
Cuchulain chomped into another loaf and into another frying pan.
"I'll not have a tooth left in my mouth, woman. There's 2 more out,"
Cuchulain hollered even louder. The baby began to holler too. "Hungry, hungry, hungry." "Oh, sweet dumpling," said Una as she handed baby Finn a loaf, and because there was no frying pan in it, Finn ate it right down. "More," said the baby, and he gobbled up another loaf.
"He seems a strong lad," said Cuchulain, getting a little worried.
If this was the baby, the father must indeed be a bit stronger than Cuchulain thought. "Ah, yes," said Una, beaming. "Why, instead of dollies, he loves to play with those white stones there in his cradle. Show the nice man, baby dear." Finn did as he was told. He picked up a stone that was really the cheese and squeezed all the water out of it and popped it into his mouth and ate it down. Cuchulain was not to be outdone by a baby. He grabbed a stone and squeezed. He squeezed and squeezed. Squeeze as he might, he couldn't get 1 drop of water out of it. He popped it into his mouth with a chomp, and there went the rest of his teeth. The howl that came out of him almost broke all the windows. When he finally calmed down, Cuchulain said to Una, "What kind of teeth does that lad have? They must be made of iron. Let me see your choppers, baby." At that, baby Finn opened wide his mouth, and Cuchulain stuck in his brass finger, the very brass finger that was the secret of his strength. With a strong bite, Finn Mccool bit the brass finger right off. Then up Finn leapt and began to pound the daylights out of poor, weak Cuchulain. That was that. Out the door went Cuchulain, never to bother anyone, let alone Finn Mccool, again. "Tea's ready, my love," said Una. And Finn Mccool sat down with the best giant wife in the whole world, and they lived a long and happy life. The end. 5 little shamrocks. One green shamrock In the morning dew, another one sprouted, and then there were 2. 2 green shamrocks growing beneath a tree. Another one sprouted, and then there were 3. 3 green shamrocks by the cottage door. Another one sprouted, and then there were 4. 4 green shamrocks near a beehive. Another one sprouted, and then there were 5. 5 little shamrocks, bright and emerald green. Think of all the luck these shamrocks will bring. 5 little shamrocks growing by the door. Mama picked one, and then there were 4. 4 little shamrocks, green as they could be. Daddy picked one, and that left 3. 3 little shamrocks sitting by my shoe. Grandma picked one, and that left 2. 2 little shamrocks nodding in the sun. Grandpa picked one, and that left 1. 1 little shamrock for St. Patrick's Day fun. I picked it, and that left none. The end.
The Secret Life of Leprechauns by Luna James. Deep in the green forest live some leprechauns. 236, to be precise. They are very unusual creatures. Most are sneaky and very cheeky. If you hear a tap, 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 do not fear. It's only the leprechauns making shoes. They love their green hats, green cupcakes, and their special green brew. Some can even play the harp. They have tiny little dogs as pets. Rumor has it that every leprechaun has a hidden pot of gold at the end of a rainbow. Some say that 4-leaf clovers are their weakness, but it is yet to be confirmed. Either way, they are lucky little fellows. If you are lucky enough to catch one on this fine St. Patrick's Day, you will get 3 wishes, and best of all, you will be able to go to the annual super secret Leprechaun St. Patrick's Day Spectacular. Some leprechauns are moody, but most love to boogie. Invitation, the annual super secret Leprechaun St. Patrick's Day Spectacular. A sprinkle of leprechaun dust and a whole lot of fun. It's St. Patrick's Day. We hope you can come. Good food, great music, bad dancing. The use of cameras and mobile phones are strictly prohibited. Happy St. Patrick's Day. There was an old lady who swallowed a clover. By Lucille Calandro. Illustrated by Jared Lee. There was an old lady who swallowed a clover. I don't know why she swallowed the clover, but she didn't roll over. There was an old lady who swallowed a daisy. She wasn't lazy when she swallowed the daisy. She swallowed the daisy to brighten the clover. I don't know why she swallowed the clover, but she didn't roll over. There was an old lady who swallowed a butterfly. She did not sigh when she swallowed the butterfly. She swallowed the butterfly to rest on the daisy. She swallowed the daisy to brighten the clover. I don't know why she swallowed the clover, but she didn't roll over. There was an old lady who swallowed a bird. It wasn't absurd when she swallowed that bird. She swallowed the bird to glide with the butterfly. She swallowed the butterfly to rest on the daisy. She swallowed the daisy to brighten the clover. I don't know why she swallowed the clover, but she didn't roll over. There was an old lady who swallowed a pot. Believe it or not, she swallowed that pot. She swallowed the pot to carry the bird. She swallowed the bird to glide with the butterfly. She swallowed the butterfly to rest on the daisy. She swallowed the daisy to brighten the clover. I don't know why she swallowed the clover, but she didn't roll over. There was an old lady who swallowed some gold. It wasn't cold, all that shiny gold. She swallowed the gold to fill up the pot. She swallowed the pot to carry the bird. She swallowed the bird to glide with the butterfly. She swallowed the butterfly to rest on the daisy. She swallowed the daisy to brighten the clover. I don't know why she swallowed the clover, but she didn't roll over. There was an old lady who swallowed a fiddle. It is a riddle why she swallowed a fiddle. The old lady started to dance, and before she was done, a wee little leprechaun joined the fun. As they twirled high and low, she giggled so much, out popped a rainbow. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Well, guys, I hope that you loved those stories about St. Patrick's Day. Maybe you learned a few things about leprechauns, and, the story of the Giant of Nachmany Hill is a very cool Irish folk tale. But I want you to know that here at the library, we have so many more books available all about St. Patrick's Day, the origins of it, how it came to be a holiday. We've got books on that. We've got books like Tim O'Toole and the Wee Folk, which is just a fun folk tale from Ireland. And then we have some books like this one. Now this is my favorite. It's called Fiona's Lace. And this is a true story about an Irish family that immigrated to America, and they got to Chicago just in time for the Great Chicago Fire. Don't worry, it has a very happy ending, and I think you will love this book. And we have so many more great books all about Irish heritage, holidays, and folk tales. So please call us at the library if you want to learn more. Right now, we are going to say goodbye for today, and we're going to sing our goodbye song. Remember, for our goodbye song, we need three signs. We need time, bye, and friends. Ready? It is time to say goodbye to all our friends. It is time to say goodbye to all our friends. It is time to say goodbye. Clap your hands, wink your eyes. It's time to say goodbye to all our friends. Bye, everybody. I'll see you next week.